Our next contestant is a Stihl 036, and I got this one new. I'm going to say I got this one new in maybe 95 or 96. I did change the guide bar on this one, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't wear, it was actually, I dinged the nose of the bar and all the ball bearings came out. So I do have a different bar, and the 020 had a laminated bar, whereas this is the solid steel bar, and I like these solid steel bars. I can't really say why I like them more, but I noticed that the solid steel bars seem to have a wider profile on them than the laminated bars. And the chain we're using here, this is, I had to get the box to figure out, I just put it on today, but it's Oregon 72 DPX. So this is also a semi-chisel chain, and it does have the safety bumpers on it. So this is a low kickback chain. And this is like the second box of the DPX I went through, and the semi-chisel is a good chain if you're cutting in a lot of dirty conditions. All the wood I cut, I don't fell trees. I have a friend who's an arborist who brings me a load of wood once in a while, and then we dump it in the backyard and it rolls around in the mud and the dirt. So my wood is usually pretty dirty, so I got the semi-chisel chain because it would stay sharp better for cutting in those conditions. But I gotta be honest, I've used full chisel chain, and I do notice the difference between semi and full, and I might go back to full chisel, even though I'll probably have to sharpen it more often. Well, I pretty much sharpen everything to guess anyways. I like the full chisel. I like the aggressiveness of the full chisel. However, this has the safety bumpers on them, so this would definitely be a safer chain. I rebuilt the carburetor on this saw probably 3 years ago. I have a video about that. I'll put a link in the description. Otherwise, have I done any work to this saw? I don't think I have. I really don't think I have. Don't use the saw a ton. I mean, the last 5 or 6 or 8 years, maybe 8 years or so, I cut probably 5 or 6 cord a year of wood. But that's the Stihl 036. And as we get into the other saws, the next saw is going to be an 046 and an 066. This has a 20-inch bar on it. And, there seems to be a point where getting a bigger motor doesn't really make a difference because the 20-inch bar is only going to cut so fast. And I got to say, the power to weight ratio of this 036, I was using the 046 and I was using the 066. And I was like, wow, this is a powerful saw. And I know you could set your depth gauges lower for a big saw like that, and it would cut faster. But I got to say, the power to weight ratio, I'd rather carry around a 20-inch bar on my 036 than a 20-inch bar on my 046 or my 066. Maybe you'll cut a little bit faster with the bigger engines, but that chain is still spinning pretty quickly and cutting a pretty decent amount of wood. So I got to say that, the 036 seems like a pretty nice firewood saw. It's been a very nice firewood saw for me. And I think you could put up to like a 24-inch bar if you went to a skip tooth chain, maybe even longer. But I think this is just a really great saw. I said I was using the 066 for like 3 or 4 weeks after I got it. And then I picked up the 036, and I was just dumbfounded with the power to weight ratio. It seemed to be cutting just as fast as the 066 with the 20-inch bar, and it was seemed like half the weight.